Our next story is the Dalai Lama is a paid CIA agent. And then look at that
Ooh.
picture, dude.
Great picture. I don't just
love
off the
AI.
bat without reading this one.
Nice.
I don't buy it. I don't. There's so many other assets than the Dalai Lama. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Dave? Do you feel? I mean, other than asking little boys to suck his tongue, like I feel
Fuck, dude.
that's kind of like a CIA move. But
That
like everything
screams
else,
CIA agent.
It does,
yeah,
dude.
that's like straight up intelligence, dude. Crazy.
Uh,
All right,
all
I'll
right.
read.
You wanna read this one?
Yeah, I'll read this one. I'm gonna read it like the stack
Nice.
because so many people know what that is.
This.
Deep within the shadowy corners of conspiracy theories, whispers circulate about the true nature of the Dalai Lama's role on the world stage. According to his unsettling conjecture, the revered spirit. According to his unsettling conjecture, interesting choice of words. The revered spiritual leader is purportedly nothing more than a pawn in a grand scheme orchestrated by the CIA. The theory alleges that the Dalai Lama, known for his peaceful teachings and advocacy for Tibetan rights, is, in fact, a paid agent covertly working to advance the interests of American intelligence agency. We know that the Dalai Lama has always been promoting American ideals. Proponents of this conspiracy theory point to alleged connections between the Dalai Lama and high-ranking CIA officials, claiming that this international prominence serves as a calculated facade to mask his true allegiance. They argue that his teachings and diplomatic efforts are cleverly designed to further the CIA's geopolitical agenda under the guise of promoting peace and spiritual enlightenment. While vehemently denied by the Dalai Lama's supporters, this unsettling notion continues to linger, fueling speculation and suspicion in the minds of those who seek hidden truths behind the veil of global politics.
Does it continue to linger, or is it just one person that keeps bringing it up?
I mean, like,
Again,
so
it's me.
basically the idea, yeah. It's one guy, right? That, like, then he dies, and doesn't somebody else become the Dalai Lama? Isn't that the way that works? Like, there's a reincarnated thing, or am I off on this?
Oh,
It's if you believe that he actually dies.
He died, like, once this Dalai Lama is dead, there's no more Dalai Lamas?
But does he really die?
That's what I'm saying. It's a religion based on
yeah,
reincarnation.
I don't remember. Yeah,
I think he retires. He fakes
the
his
whole
death.
thing is reincarnation.
And then he
All
just
right.
swims in gold.
All right, so let's unpack this a little bit. So basically, the theory here is like he's a Trojan horse, right?
Yes.
You send him in, but I just like, where can the Dalai Lama go that other people can't go? Like, where is there a place the Dalai Lama can only, like, they're like, nope, you can't come in, only the Lama.
Sorry.
yeah. Like what benefit do we have? I mean, obviously, people look to him for general advice and whatever. But like, does that really help the CIA that much?
Well, I will say part of the conspiracy theory that the AI generated story that I made left out was I don't know if it's 100. Again, I don't know which one is true or false, but it's saying that this isn't necessarily something that like current day is happening, but the Dalai Lama has been the Dalai Lama for a long time. So we have to think of like historically, if and when his political influence could have persuaded something since he's been.
But that stacks the deck against this conspiracy theory, I think, because we can look at history, and I can't look at history at any point and go, this is where the Lama intersected. I can sense it. Like, there's no like, especially with America CIA, like, everything's covert, and they'll just go in and destabilize entire countries and governments and do it pretty much out in the open. So it's like, it's only really when they get into domestic affairs that it starts becoming like these wild, whole Oregon towns go missing. So I just can't, like, did the CIA be like, hey, we got to get Lama in there to talk to Osama bin Laden as like a middleman? I don't know. I don't see it.
Okay.
Gator Dane's asking, where does he live? Do we know? I used to know this.
I think
I
he's
used to
all
know
over.
too. I forgot. But
The
he
Dalai
has
Lama
like
just is.
a base country, right?
He's not a person. He's more of a
Dude,
energy.
I'm crossing my fingers that the result is like, oh, the Dalai Lama lives in Stanton at the Motel 6,
Dude,
and just
what?
he's always traveling.
see.
So nobody talks
He's
about
the
it.
owner of Peter Pan Motel.
He's yeah,
He's like,
that's CIA base, dude. Right there.
Do we know? I'm trying to find where he lives.
he's all we charge hourly and weekly.
Dude, what if you just get the full address The power of the internet. You get the
Said
flood. It's all the llamas.
Bro, we're gone.
It's just Google Maps.
It's a picture of just his house and it says the llamas on the front. That's hilarious.
Also, Dane said
There is.
in the chat, I said, thoughts on the first story? Type 1 for real, 2 for fake. We have 1 vote for real for story 1 and a fake vote for story 2.
Dane believes the first one, does not believe in the second one so far. Peachtree, you gotta weigh in here too.
Peachtree
the second
knows
one's a
the
tough
truth,
set.
so she's out
Yeah.
this week.
Well, when I bring up Wikipedia of Dalai Lama, one of the things that comes up is
Whoa,
Dalai
Dave.
Lama master plan, which seems intriguing.
Dave's doing
Yeah,
some
but
research,
That's gonna
dude.
be like, here's the master plan for your life. Like, be good to people, suck tongues. You know, it's not gonna be like an actual master plan of like, here's the CIA's master plan that I've been acting for the last 60 years.
Dude, I saw
that'd be awesome.
I saw someone defending his whole tongue thing, saying that culturally where he's from, that's like nothing, and I was like, yeah, but it's still
Okay.
Cool.
He's
then,
a worldly figure.
then don't come to the Western world and ask to suck tongues of people that are under 18. Like, it's just, you shouldn't have known better, Llama.
So in some countries, that's not creepy.
He's all not my country. I'm American.
Like, dude, you're in Florida.
I can't figure out where he
Why
lives.
would you do that?
But I don't know.
Paige said, I'm
Well,
not voting
I
because
thought
I
you guys
know.
did that here. I don't know. I was.
He just
He's
fills
all,
it
what?
out.
Tallahassee's not the tongue sucking capital of the world. Well, I have the
all-
shirt.
He's all okay. I guess next time I'll just sniff hair instead of doing the full tongue thing. I guess.
Yeah,
that's-
you'll get elected if you
Sure.
sniff hair. Yeah.
Dude, he's just a huge Con Air fan.
Face off.
No. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right.
But
Damn it,
I
dude.
think we should come up with something here. Like, what would? Okay, like Eli, you know the most about this, but like Charles Manson makes more sense to me
Yeah.
being a CIA operative, right? Because he has so much influence over people,
Yeah.
and
But see, what
he's
Charles-
kind of led the hippie movement in a way. So like, what would this be?
See, Charles Manson, the genius of that idea is like the CIA is getting in on the ground. Well, number one, a lot of people say that the CIA orchestrated the hippie movement, and from there, like releasing, LSD into the mass population, that's what provoked, and that even makes sense. But I think the idea of Manson makes sense is like you're infiltrating a young, up and coming thing, and you're doing it from the start. The Lama's like yeah, like what is he? I don't know. Maybe he's the same sect as the Charles Manson, where he's getting into like these Western kids that are looking into Eastern ideals. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Manson
Yeah.
thing was kind of the CIA finding a soldier to combat the Black Panthers. Potentially, maybe this one is to combat rather some other force from a different country that for the most part, our government has been instituting our own powers into certain areas to kind of control them. So this could just be maybe the first step of that. Again, we need to figure out where the Dalai
And I
Lama
can
is.
see that they're both like pacifists, like
Yeah.
on the side of Obviously, my Manson's not actually pacifist, but like that's what they're preaching, right?
Well, Manson would tell you that he was a pacifist for sure.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the Dalai Lama's killed some spiders in his house too.
Maybe the
I don't
Dalai
think he's as
Lama
pure.
has just been getting away with way more, and
Oh,
we don't know
Paige-
about it.
Dude, what if the Lama's just worse than Charles? Like he's like, yeah, I knew Charles Manson, and I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, like maybe he just didn't get caught. Maybe he's the best of them.
But again, what is he like? What has he ever espoused that would like work for the CIA and like work for American interests in other
I
parts of
think
the world?
we gotta. Yeah.
Maybe like in parts of Asia, maybe in Eastern culture, maybe there's ways that he maybe his vouching for a certain government official or a certain program or a military base or operation in a country, that could be one thing. Maybe during again, I don't want to I don't necessarily know what is Dalai Lama Buddhist?
The Paige said she's going to be our lookup person, so we don't find any details, which I can, but he's Tibetan. So where's Tibet?
Tibet is in Tibet.
So he's from
Asia. It's
Asia.
It's like over by China.
Well, I guess my question is like, did he was like, are they saying that like, the Dalai Lama was like infiltrated at some point, Or like, is it saying that like the CIA literally created the concept of the Dalai Lama?
I think the Dalai
Ooh,
Lama has been
that's
around
fascinating.
for a long time. I think
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Like
more
the
like
Pope.
they infiltrated it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, so
they
the
got
conspiracy
they got
theory-
their guy in or something.
Mhm.
Dalai Lama's like a title, right? It's like a title of I think it's Buddhism. Isn't it like a title like the Pope? Isn't it like that's the
I think it's like the one holy figure of like he has become so
Yeah.
again we don't know what we're saying, but he's become so one in Buddhism that he's like infallible. Is that the word?
He's from the Yellow Hat school of Tibetan Buddhism, the newest and most dominant of the 4 major schools.
Okay. Okay, just that information alone adds something different. He's part of like a
It
new
is. It's saying there's a new.
it's a movement.
I mean,
Ooh.
Peachtree. You can look up more. I'm trying.
Yeah,
not to look too
she
much
she
into
brought
it,
some
but it
more
seems
stuff.
Like it makes sense.
She brought up that he's the 14th Dalai Lama, and his residence is in McLeod. I don't know how to say that. India. McLeod.
Whoa, plot twist.
Yeah, it's India. We're way
I
wrong.
didn't see that coming. Maybe that's why it's hard to find.
Maybe
but
that's just where he hangs, dude.
he's all my boys are, they're in Mumbai. I got to be close. The Lama's got to be close. What if we're just wrong about this and the Dalai Lama, like there's one day we're going to wake up and like Anonymous or these hacker groups are going to be like, we got footage of the Dalai Lama that proves that he's a CIA operative. And there's just video of him in the 50s just going John Wick, where he's just like popping guns and like mags and like way above and beyond anything we could have ever imagined. Like we're sitting here going like, yeah, he's going to influence them through Buddhism. And he's like, no, he goes full mercenary mode in all of these countries where they're like, let the Lama in, dude. What's the worst he could do? And then he's just like, thank you. Boom.
And then he just bah bah bah, and he just sucks everyone's tongues before they kills them, dude.
He's all, I'm sucking
It's his
tongues.
trademark.
He's all, I'm sucking tongues and taking names, and I'm all out of names.
That sound.
ASMR, dude.
All right, so that's story 2.
Yeah, that's hard to take.
All
That's
right.
hard to buy. Although I really, man, I think because that's what the CIA likes to do. They like to infiltrate movements. So that would be if this is a different sect, like a newer sect of. But apparently it's not. If he's the 14th, that means that's like 14 centuries, or like right.
It's definitely longer than our CIA has been going.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they got their guy in there. where it's
Yeah,
like, it's the
Peachtree.
latest
If you
Bro.
can, how long has he been our current Dalai Lama? If you don't mind.
I mean, how old is
current
he?
one.
He definitely looks old.
14th
Oh.
he is.
He's all, we got Manson on our side. Let's go after the Lama.
Oh, I
Dave's
got-
just turning into Yoda. 14th he is. He's 87. He can be our president, dude.
Wow. He's old enough to be the president.
Some policies, dude. I want to see his policies on this.
He's already bought and paid for.
Well,
by
here
the
we
CIA.
go. The 14th Dalai Lama became one of the 2 most popular world leaders by 2013, tied with Barack Obama, according
Okay.
to a poll which sampled public opinion. So there you go. He's the second most
That's a lot of
influential
influence.
person in the whole world, dude.
That is a
Dude.
lot of power, dude.
Paige said he's been in power since 1940.
Whoa.
That's wild, dude.
He's been in power for 83 years.
So
He's
he's
all
basically
Hitler?
been in power since the
Not a good
CIA
tongue.
was created.
How old is he?
How do we know the Lama
87.
didn't create the CIA? What if it's reversed and the Lama's like, I'm going to create the CIA to infiltrate American values, but really they're going to be espousing my beliefs of the
Wait.
Yellow Hat Society?
Wait, so check my math here, but did he
I
become
just did
the
the
Dalai
math.
Lama when he was 4 years
At
old?
4 years old.
I think that's the way they
What?
roll, though, because I think they believe that they're reincarnations of the previous Dalai Lama, so they get in early.
Paige said, "Wait, ha ha ha." He was
There was a-
4,
Oh,
dude.
He likes apple juice. We gotta figure out what he means by that.
There was a whole movement, like I think in the early 2000s, where this young kid, they thought he was the reincarnation of Buddha. I don't remember what country it was in, so I'm not going to say because I'm going to sound like an idiot. But they thought that he was like, they're like, he's the reincarnation of the Buddha. The Buddha's come back. They started worshiping him, and they were like, burn all that incense and stuff around him, and then like he started like molesting people, and they're like, oh, this isn't the Buddha. So you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful with your reincarnated.
They're okay, that one's on us. We were wrong.
Look, there was some, we found there was some tax, there's just some tax auditing issues. We thought he was the one, but he's not. He's just Gary.